Hello, fair listener. Welcome and thank you for following our journey on metagaming by Rum Propelled Gaming. Fair warning, sometimes we are not safe for work, and others not safe for real life. Journey forth at your own risk. Now let's dive right back into Tarath through the campaign Many Polos. My lord and savior, welcome.
My lord,
Fucking Craig.
she is not yet a believer, my lord. I apologize. I will get to her.
Oh wait, are we worshiping him now?
Yes.
Oh, that's a thing.
So, Baltasar, Faust, for wherever you were, whatever you were doing, you blinked and opened your eyes again, and you stood upon a table, or you stand upon a table rather, which has much things on it larger than life. And as you look out to the edge, you see a starry void, and you only know it is for sure a table only because of the mundane items that are upon it, that like of candles, a compass, some books, cards, keys, coins, and paper, which you stand upon, as well as some dice off to the side there. But all of which, though, are probably at a scale of almost 20 times your size, it seems like. Um, and you'd probably follow the starry expanse with your eyes to see that it's above you as well, and that the only light besides those stars are from the candle on the table in the void.
I do believe that this constitutes a combination of an Arcana check and a religion check to figure out what the fuck is going on.
You can do both. Whichever you do first, I will explain first.
Go with Arcana first. Man, these dice hate me.
10 with a +6. Yeah, I can see that.
Rip.
You're kind of looking around, and as a whole, most things seem, like I said, mundane. They don't really emanate with any magical sense that you're familiar with. Although some of the books are arcane in nature, you can only guess because you can read some of the titles. Could you actually tell me some of the languages you know?
That is something I failed to select. All right, because I kind of rushed on the building side of things.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, I just know too that.
See here with what's the rules on getting languages? Is it? I forget if your intelligence factors in or not.
No, not this one.
No.
It has to
Based
do
on your
with
your class,
your class, your background,
race.
Right.
and
Right.
sometimes race.
Okay.
Well, usually race, yeah.
I was gonna say definitely race.
I mean, depending upon your background, you could be, like an elf born in like dwarven territory or whatever. And
Yeah,
have
but
no
normally you get to like choose an
mother
extra
tongue.
one with your background anyway, so.
True.
So yeah, those are. I don't think Wizard really gives you any, and so I think he just knows Common and Orcish.
That doesn't seem right. I feel like wizard gives you a few.
Well, it's your background, not your class. Like,
Yeah, background.
like if you're an urchin, I don't think you normally get one. Or if you're like an acolyte, you get like to choose another one or something like that.
Oh, maybe at level 1 is what I'm forgetting here, because I think there are things with your class that usually gives you stuff later on.
You
I think.
get spells that allow you to learn languages and stuff.
Yeah, you can learn like
Yeah.
comprehend languages.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
too.
spell tongues.
Yeah, I chose the
So with
guild merchant. So
I
orc,
think you get languages.
Yeah, I think you can get an extra language with that.
Oh yeah.
and yeah,
I'll pull the book up real quick.
Common Orcish and
Just
you know,
pick an
those
extra
are-
one.
Yeah, we'll just go along with the name that I chose for him. It'll be the double language infernal.
German is an option in
Oh.
this game.
Du hast. Du hast mich.
So with those languages, only one of the books kind of stand out, perhaps, in Infernal. The other books and even some of the papers under you have languages on it that you do not understand. Other than the first piece of paper that you find yourself standing on, which reads Tara, the path unfolds.
Okay.
So that's your Arcana check.
All right, it is religion time to see if like the gods have plucked me like to some purgatory, or if I've died or something. God, 11.
Also
God
with a
damn,
plus
these
6.
guys really don't like you.
Hot damn.
Again, you can always use your own dice.
I'm going to go find it. Yes.
So you look around, and there's a bit of a sense of what you're actually expecting to find, which is awe, as if there is a divine sense around you, kind of encompassing the area that you're standing on the table. Not just where you stand, but as you kind of move around, I'm guessing, to the different things and looking at stuff, you're feeling that divine sense. It's like a presence. It's almost as if somebody's, not looking over your shoulder, perhaps, but kind of standing by you.
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
I give you up.
The kind of fella to make a paper airplane out of the map. Is the map
Not
still
again.
here, or did I successfully remove it?
In that
There is a
world.
map still there if you were to look under the pages. Obviously, I know, harking to the name of the channel, I know metagaming is more or less accepted at the table, but your character technically wouldn't know that story. But
No,
I don't
he
know.
wouldn't. No, he
Okay.
would not. I was not expecting him to. But
Nosebleed.
that was more for my.
Not
that was
yet.
More for my curiosity.
Yeah, it's there. If you have a like meta thing like that too, one thing that I tend to do was one other character suggested actually to me, and sometimes I forget, and other people do too. But as a random thing is like kind of helps. In listening back, I realize it helps with the dialogue and following it, not just for yourself, but for our friends even on the channel with us, to figuring out like if you just say hats off. You're talking like, oh,
Okay.
hey, just above the table here. Like, is this a thing?
Yeah. Okay. I suppose like the next play then, if the map is still there, is to investigate that map, see if I recognize it.
I didn't see a background or a history on this one yet. Is there? I know at least the direction you were taking with it. Is there anything that I should know pertinently that you would have had, some map charting or anything
No,
like
but
that in your
like
past?
the character is in general a historian, and he does know how to use maps. Like I
Okay.
figured it would be a history check to investigate that.
Okay, noting that he is a historian is important. So yes, go ahead and roll me a history check.
Even
Fine,
history.
the dice do
Ah,
something.
the dice have rolled in your favor this time. With a nat 20,
Ooh.
you definitely know that this looks like your world, but maybe a bigger version of it. Maybe some of those maps that you're seeing partially of other places, and you kind of, something clicks in your mind, and you're like, there was talks about the world being round, and that these paper, and you can kind of imagine how it would wrap around to a certain point, and that those pieces and parts of maps that you've studied in the past, and see how they kind of fit together, all on this piece of paper. The world's a lot bigger than you thought, maybe, and they aren't just some imaginings of other people on some of the maps that you've never been to, you know.
See, here's the hard part that I'm trying to come to. What could compel him to jump off the fucking table?
Don't ask Ezra. Don't ask Ezra that
I
question.
think
Right.
I think you're making an assumption.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
Okay, yeah, perhaps you, because it was literally jumping off the table last time, and you told me that's basically what needs to happen. But that is still.
yeah, that's true. That's an alliteration of it. Yep. Doesn't necessarily have to be that. So is there anything else that you're looking to do with the information that you have in hand?
I don't think he would attempt to take the map or anything like that. So I'm thinking, he can only read one of the books. What was
Mhm.
the book titled?
Um,
In Infernal?
Touch my book.
it's my book. Yeah, that's not what the title is. That would be funny though. Uh,
But it's way too big for me to feasibly get to and read.
well, it's not infeasible for you to, like, maybe lift a cover or so, and like it would just be comically large, to the point where you'd be a
Okay.
bit of a struggle.
He might take a stab at that.
Okay, strength check. Meanwhile,
Not the wizard's strong point. Let's go.
I feel that. Don't worry.
Nah.
That's a saving throw. I guess it would just be an athletics check, which for him is just a straight strength check.
yeah, just a strength check. Yeah. $16. You're able to kind of wedge your way, maybe your shoulder right under the edge of the cover, and then start putting your whole body under it too, and kind of getting both hands, and then stepping up onto the page and walking across it to open the full book.
Okay.
And the title that you understood on the front were ooh, I like this one. Clavis Inferni, Key to Hell.
Okay. Well, assuming that he doesn't seem to be under any like immediate danger and whatnot, I think he would take some time trying to read the book.
While you're sitting down and getting past the introductions on the book, and getting into just maybe you gotta take some time. It takes a while for you to actually flip a page, but you're able to do it a lot easier than the cover. But you're doing it slowly too, so as not to rip it in your in its long form as it is. And you get to probably the table of contents right as you feel a ever encroaching burning in the center of your being, as well as then from that, as that it kind of feels like as that burning grows, from that grows coldness, and as that slowly encompasses you, you start to see, you look probably down at yourself because it's actually kind of starting to hurt, and you start to see that there's actually physicality to these feelings, and that seems to be linking to the book with some of your probably arcane knowledge, and it goes up in flames and starts to freeze in its ashen form too with you, and right before you shatter after being turned to ash and frozen, your last thought is, oh fuck, and then you're nothingness. And you stop to exist for a while. And
Exactly what I expected the gods to do. This is some sort of joke.
as you're coming back into being and sensing the things around you, the um, the first sense, besides those of probably some putrid smells, seeing and is that of a book in your hand, and you look down and see the key to hell in your hand.
Okay. Not like the literal key to hell, but the book.
Right. It's the book that's the title, Key to Hell. Does that make sense? Not like the literal key. As well as around you are a bunch of other figures and quite a lot of motion, including that of um, a bunch of what you look to see and probably have not seen in your life are giant crickets, the size of large dogs or small ponies. Are probably some of the things that are first catching your eyes. A couple goblin skeletons, maybe a goblin or two themselves milling about, and then some other folks if they wanted to start introducing themselves.
Where are we supposed to be? I'm on like the awkward outside corner of the pocket rocket. I don't know what happened to my character.
Yeah, Phelan, I apologize. You're the only one that I didn't get over to the right spot, the correct spot before my computer.
I'm just like sitting in the corner.
Sorry, I stepped away for a second.
Oh, you're all right. I was just saying, you guys popped back into some of you all popped back into reality after a long time there, and others, just started being. So I think
Just
only
got born.
Yeah, I think only Matt and Rick are the only ones that. Franklin and Ezra are the only ones. Oh, and Vamira. There we go. I've got my screen back up, and now I need to find Phelan. You're over here. There we go. I didn't mean to
Aha!
put you, but
There you are.
damn it.
Well, that everyone's just in a line at the table. All right. Oh, are these all the
Yeah,
fucking
you're supposed to be in
bugs?
that line. You're supposed to be in that line. I did it again is all. But
Oh look, it's lunch.
I can go in.
Pimp Goblin.
I'll just be over here. There we go.
I can go into the recap now to get everybody up to speed and in exactly what's going on at this exact moment, which is starting with the hand of fate tosses, the dice roll, spins, turns. A campaign starts and ends, leaving memories that become stories. Stories flow out into the infinite sea, painting it with legend. Legends wash up on the shores throughout the infinite sea, fading to myth until myths are forgotten. And again, the campaign that gave it birth comes again. And again, the hand of fate tosses. The dice roll, spin, turns. Hitherto, we left our adventurers known as the Shadow Seekers on the 4th level of Hell. Greed. After
leaving the 5th level of hell by breaking the mirror seal to Manipolus's prison at the center of the Acropolis in the phallic maze. The Shadow Seekers fell before the Greedy Goblin Tavern in a sweltering heat on the 4th level of hell, and were assaulted by the smells of molten magma that filled this floor of the enormous goblin settlement that sat upon it. Reluctantly, they pay the entrance fee to quench their thirst on green goblin slushies inside the Greedy Goblin Tavern. Ash bargains with Bildrith, the proprietor of the Greedy Goblin, for a 50% share of the profits. He also explains the Church of Cai Shen is the only other free time activity, and it's where they worship for wealth. More drinking ensued with a successful deal, whereupon Stephen the bartender explained they had been victims of greed already from the door goblins. Franklin and Phelan took badly to this, and in a drunken haze, threatened the guards for Ash's gem back. Vildrith lets Ash know, too, that they are welcome to stay in one of their rooms, and she can drink for free. The Shadow Seekers wake up with a pounding in their heads, resonating throughout the pocket rocket, and sitting at breakfast is Franklin with 2 new goblin skeletons, with young dire crickets driving them from the inside of their skulls. Franklin had then also craft up a cup of calf where they drank, and luckily the tink in their heads from the night rest went away after all the long nights of drinking. Refreshed from the breakfast, they head out on the ramshackled goblin town, straddling the magma pit, and realizing Ash is rich, they decide to go on a shopping spree, stopping at several shops, street vendors, and an armory shop with a large list where the Shadow Seekers used Sugar Mama Ash's wealth of precious stones for some fancy new items. During the haggling, the Shadow Seekers learned of the Wealth Festival coming up soon, as well as Ezra adopted Regina with Franklin as an officiate in the middle of the shop, and plans were made to plant a healing mango of youth in the pocket rocket and explode the goblin town with the town's own stockpile of dynamite that they had learned about from the shopkeeper. The ring of mine shield and the rhino's hide that were ordered at the store had to be shipped in. Ash received the stone receipt for their dealings, and they headed out towards the church. The goblin salesman explained how they get to Cai Shen's temple through a large metal door in the cliff face. They check the time from the glowing... As they walk outside, they check the time on the glowing stalactite clock hanging over the town. It indicates that it is later in the day when they open the door to the narrow metal hallway to another, much reduced in heat cavern with a devious-looking temple directly in front of them. Shadow Seekers walk up its stairs into a church with a flamboyant, pimped-out preacher who walks directly up to them and greets them while there are chanting revelers around them, chanting, "More, always more. Wealth flows to the worthy, and I am worthy." Ash then contacted Manipulus, as the pimp preacher asked them to swear fealty to Cai Shen, who Manipulus then explains just about any swearing will work for this particular god, and he then seizes the opportunity to explain to the Shadow Seekers Mycopolus was not lying about the world of Tarth exploding on his release and imploding on his death. And if he, Manipulus, is left in his prison in the center of the world of Tarth, everything would be fine, but the Shadow Seekers' story would end and they'd be trapped in hell. Manipulus rambles on in his drunken slur that it's fine, he can fix the world if in their image, and he can offer them a seat at his table as long as they steal the world seed from Mycopolus and free him, destroying Tarth, which they can build a world together. And At that point, blood is pouring from Ash and Franklin's nose, and Regina's eyes are bloodshot as this god-level talk has seemed to cause some cranial damage, and they all began to swear fealty to Cai Shen, all except Franklin, who, upon trying to repeat the chant, activate a lesser statues as well as some larger statues that they quickly find out that the statue standing outside will smash anything that tries to leave without swearing fealty. They begin fighting off the two molten figured statues that were being forged. Immediately, blowing the shadows. They began immediately blowing the Shadow Seekers apart while they mounted their defense on the molten figures with necrotic attacks from Regina under Ezra's unconscious form. Under this onslaught, the two giant statues of clockwork move again, one on the inside and the other on the outside, barring the exit. The one on the inside moves towards the center of the church, where Franklin fails to dominate it, and he prepares to sacrifice himself in an attempt to save the Shadow Seekers. The clockwork statue hits the anvil in the center of the church. The vibrations from it resonate deep in the Shadow Seekers' souls as well as throughout the church over the screams of the other goblins dying as they try to escape the church that is being plagued by the molten statues, most of which of the goblins were burning to death. A large disembodied head forms of gold from the center of the reflecting pool under the anvil that was struck, and Cai Shen's voice booms through the place of worship, giving them another form of escape. The golden head of Cai Shen offers to trade something of immense value to Franklin in exchange for him not pleading his fealty. In trade for his newly acquired book of a U.S. Army guide to unconventional warfare, Cai Shen agreed. During the dealings, the pimp preacher suggested covertly to meet for a drink afterwards. Shadow Seekers successfully exit the house of Cai Shen, leaving the book on the steps, which Franklin proceeds to blot out all of the words in as quickly as he can. And they drug one of the molten statues out front, and with Ezra's help, Franklin had them go into the pocket rocket. As they leave, Cai Shen also explains once per day they have to hold a gold coin over their head, and it will disappear as tribute to him, and once per year, they'll get a 10% return. A frustrated Franklin also converses with Cai Shen, who suggests another trade. In exchange for 3 astral diamonds, he'll give them 3 iron bands of binding. Pokeball kind of like things, which Franklin immediately captures the Flux Blast Seeker they'd been trying to bring into the pocket rocket. Cai Shen also tells them to the north is the mines, and he lets them know to the south are a bunch of feisty elementals, and they'll probably get their asses handed to them if they try to go that way. Ezra, Franklin, and Regina return to the Greedy Goblin, where 2 guards greet them again and ask for a fee, and they immediately turn to violence. In a fiery ball of those 2 goblins explode upon their deaths, turning to ash. Regina licks some of their ash off of her fingers, and they all go inside the Greedy Goblin for a drink. They see and are greeted by the pimp preacher who's sitting and waiting for them, and had suggested the meeting in the first place. He starts to tell them how fortunate enough they are to make it here for the Wealth Festival, and tells them of a conspiracy that Cai Shen is just an image, and there is actually a metal door to the south found by other adventurers and reported to him and some of the other inside the conspiracy. The Shadow Seekers lure the pimp preacher into a safer location, i.e. the pocket rocket, where they begin torturing him with slow roasting him over a fire while he screams for his life and his family's life.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ,
well,
what are we doing?
I know, right? What the fuck?
Being
You
evil.
sure?
I was hungry.
While Ezra threatens to eat him, and Franklin casts Zone of Truth on the Pimp Preacher, they learn of the Clockwork Statue's weakness, if it can be called that, which is bludgeoning. And Ezra takes butter proffered by Regina and begins to butter the Pimp Preacher's hand. Franklin leaves to get a piece of paper and pen for the Pimp Preacher to write down a list of all his co-conspirators. A tear rolls down the Pimp Preacher's cheek as he says, through tears and much blood, that the hand that Ezra took was his dominant hand. Franklin offers to dictate the list for him, and Bildreth's name stood at the forefront. So as they left their room in the Greedy Goblin, they made their way down the stairs out of the room to Bildreth and got him to talk secretly inside of one of his storerooms about organizing an escape for the rest of the select goblins that he could gather by the end of the night, as they had some other plans to deal with during the festival. And wandering through the town, Vomira began to show signs of having no fire resistance, standing over the magma pit, and Ezra offers him his ring when they enter into the store to pick up their items that were on back order. And they weaseled their way into the back room without a receipt from Ash, who didn't exist at this time, where all the magic items that are in the store were stocked. They proceeded to capture the clerk in a shard of a mirror that Franklin had taken from the 5th floor and robbed the place blind. And they threw everything into the pocket rocket. Waltzing out of the front of the store as if nothing had happened, Franklin nervously waves hi to Ash, who appears back into reality before poofing into the purple smoke while entering into the pocket rocket, and check on their newly acquired items. Ezra updates Ash on the goings-on of the Shadow Seekers, and Vomira does a sneak and returns some of the pickpocketing done to her earlier on to another pimply preacher in the crowd of the festivities. Franklin rematerializes in the pocket rocket and finds their hoard of stolen loot has turned into a cursed magazine called Cursed Protection Spell of Bildreth's Enchantments by Dr. Shmee. The items had been said to require written permission in a smaller script and a permit to leave the permit premises. Poofing back out of the pocket rocket, Franklin updates Ash, Ezra, and Vomira that Bildreth is waiting for them at the Greedy Goblin, and that the items were more or less fine. Ash translates the happenings of the goblin crowd around them, as she's the only one that speaks Goblin, and it explains there is a parade coming through for the Festival of Wealth soon. Franklin notices he is pickpocketed, and the Shadow Seekers immediately take action. They herd the pickpocketer towards Ezra, who would transform just his head into a wolf, and picks up the goblin, biting off his foot after he refuses to give back anything, and took out all of his goods for most of the crowd around them that were standing to take, except for a single key. After the shakedown occurred and the goblin crawls away with foot nearly detached, the crowd around them disperses mostly, disperses mostly on their way back to the Greedy Goblin. The lights are out at the Greedy Goblin, so Vomira does a quick, stealthy check of the premises, and she affirms that everything looks as expected. Ash bursts into the greeting everyone very flamboyantly, and pronounces her ownership of the place. About 30 goblins had gathered in the time that it took them to go out on the town. In the center of them stood armbands that they're realizing now that all the other goblins had been wearing up to this point in a pile, not on the goblins themselves. Franklin steps out from behind Ash and explains, with Ash's help, translating to the goblins the rules of the pocket rocket, and hands Bildrith 3 poop tokens. And the Shadow Seekers discuss how they have a magic cursed magazine that with Bildrith and how they might undo it. As well as Amos the Dire Cricket, in charge of Franklin's cricket clan currently, as Franklin had turned Ferdinand into his mount, which he sat upon currently. And Ash Amos, though, suggests using the one-handed pimp preacher to pull out items from the magic cursed magazine, as Bildrith had no way of uncursing it without being on the permit premises, or them doing a transaction for it, or a very long, lengthy ritual. Connect, and then the Shadow Seekers eventually go back out after getting all of the goblins into the pocket rocket and find the building connected to the key of the thieving goblin from earlier. It was a school, which they used as the headquarters of a base at the center of their operations, as the school was empty. They get the pimp preacher out, and he begins pulling dynamite from the magazine. He acquires three crates out of it, as well as 3 new curses. One was to turn him into the opposite sex, and he became a woman. He also can't consciously cross running water, and he loses he only has corporeal form at night. Franklin also has the pimp preacher to sign a contract to not tell anyone about the torture they put him through before sending him back into the pocket rocket with the other goblins. Franklin also sets up a swarm of dire crickets, who he dubs the bombards, to distribute the dynamite across the town and in between the grated floor and the insulation layer of the magma town. As at the same time, Ash enlarges the main stack of dynamite to be twice its size. Everyone filters into the pocket rocket, and Franklin instructs Akbar, the leader of the bombards, to run away as soon as the fireworks start and the fuse is lit. Akbar lights the fuse. Only 24 of the 30 crickets back at this time, and he starts taking off to safety to hide amongst the cliffs. From this position, Franklin watches through his eyes and projects the vision on the wall inside the pocket rocket. And everyone watches as the explosions erupt along with the fireworks that were set off in celebration, and magma begins to engulf the town as screams and cries of all throughout begin drowning in magma. And then a bellowing voice of rage in Ezra and Ash's head, and all of the goblins, it seems, as they grab their head, takes place right as the town is engulfed. And the Franklin tells the goblins in the pocket rocket it was Cai Shen's fault that they were watching this vision of their town,
So
and that
is this how
thousands have
Franklin
died.
is now like level 15?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's find out what happens this time. This is where we left off. So, very first thing, besides
We chose
introductions that are going to need...
violence many times.
Yes, we did.
We did
Levels
not
of
pick
detail.
it. Someone else picked it for us.
But
I
He's
gave
telling
it.
the Josh.
Many people had the option to say no, and we all just kept doing it.
Ezra believes Franklin is telling him the best course of action, and it's been great. Very
Man, no one should
filling.
ever let Franklin be in charge. That is just not a good way to live your life.
He is in fact a child. He should not have that
Yeah.
responsibility.
No, he shouldn't.
Hey,
Oh.
I learned a lesson of this floor, which was greed. I determined what the most valuable thing on the floor was. Its people and its stock of magic items and the experience points that those people were worth. And then acquired them.
Then acquired them.
Then
Oh,
why
boy.
are we still on
Yep.
that level?
Because we need to need to kill the guy.
Yeah. Hands need to be thrown.
I'm going to need Ezra. I'm trying to find it here. I think it's this one. 1 second. I wanted to say it was a wisdom saving throw. Is what you're going to need.
Fuck!
But it's loading.
My Achilles heel.
I was gonna say, it sounds like it's something that you're not good at.
Woefully not good at.
For
Oh wait, no, that's intelligence. Never mind. I'm good. Ish.
For now, potentially, maybe.
Please let it be Constitution. Please let it be the Constitution.
They said wisdom.
Frack.
Actually, weirdly, it's a DC 8. It's a charisma saving throw.
Oh, I'm good at those.
Fuck.
Sounds like you're not.
No. 8.
Yeah.
Aww. Sad puppy noises.
16 points of psychic damage.
Oh wait.
Come
Oh
straight
fuck. It's like
through.
shit.
Yeah. As the voice in your head, you could hear bellowing, and actually it does seem to resonate through the chamber now at this point too. So you're kind of getting that, Franklin, from the dire cricket. You're not able to project it on the screen, but it is not important for most other people, although some of you probably are looking around like, why is Ezra holding his hands, and why are most of the goblins holding their heads in their hands?
Also, who is that?
Yeah, you might be wondering that, yeah.
Oh no, my poor daughter who's in camp. She's hurting.
Censor.
So, yeah, you see before you, Baltzar, a projection on a cave wall, it looks like, of a town, or what was probably the remnants of a town, now covered in magma. And I believe there was a pretend counter on the corner counting the adults.
The current death toll.
What the actual fuck happened?
Oh wait, there's a death
Also,
toll count.
Can
Yeah.
everyone see? I know I've got Mame Bamaira on here too. Just making sure everyone's able to see where you guys are at.
Yes, I can see my character in the pocket rocket.
Cool. So yep, that's
Nice
where you
stuff.
guys all find yourselves. I don't I don't know who's talking first. Probably not Ezra.
What the fuck?
Stuck in the wall. Stuck in the place
You guys
between
can't.
spaces.
I can't hear you guys while you do this.
Is this because like you have fingers stuck in your ears and you're saying I'm not listening? Or
No. So I'm projecting the image that my familiar sees from outside, and doing so, you enter the perspective of them. So
Oh,
I'm blinded and deafened to things that are happening
Oh,
around me.
yeah, that thing. Yeah.
So you do see Franklin like sitting on top of a giant dire cricket now.
wait, Josh, am I
And
stuck
his
outside?
swarm kind of like flying around.
no, you
Yeah,
shouldn't
you were
be.
also stuck out. You were also stuck outside.
I've got a token of
Yeah.
you inside. You might have to put
Oh. I see. Okay,
There
there's
might have
two
been
of me.
two
I see 'em
tokens.
inside.
Yeah.
That's probably.
I would not want to be outside right now.
More like outside the walls of the pocket rocket is where we were.
Yeah, I see the pocket rocket. So I'm gonna walk up to Franklin and I'm just gonna pick him up and sort of like cradle him like a baby.
Does this seem threatening at all? If so, the swarm that kind of flies around him would probably
Why would we be threatening to you?
I don't know. That's true.
have
They
malice
probably would
in
trust
my,
you, so they will allow
yeah.
you.
0 malice.
Phelan's just kind of looking around like, what the actual fuck is happening right now?
When you
What is
pick him
the
up, you
last-
probably very quickly realize that he has changed. He's no longer a flesh and blood person. He's now a skeleton covered in thousands of bugs, taking the facsimile of his skin and flesh. As they kind of like warp around you, as your like arms kind of like cradle his skeleton.
Yeah, I think Mame would be a little distressed at this. So what is the last thing Mame actually remembers, right? Because a lot of stuff happened, but I don't feel like Mame, like, did Mame go to the greedy goblin?
I don't remember. I think the first time
I
that
don't
we
think
went
so.
there, it was me, Ash, and Franklin. And then we went shopping afterwards. And I'm pretty sure that's where
Yeah.
I left off, was when we
I
were
think
shopping.
so. When we broke the mirror and got out of the last level of hell, I think that's the
Oh
last
my
thing I was aware of
God.
happening. Yeah, it's like the beginning of the recap.
So you've
That's why I
never
was
been on this level
giggling.
of hell. Yeah.
No, I've missed all
That
of
is
this.
that is accurate.
That's why I like choosing.
I mean, pretty much
Go
where
ahead,
he
Josh.
started was what we did right after after we left the mirror.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
because
accurate.
all of the choices of violence, right? Like, that's why I love it. Explicit, like, and violence was quickly the answer.
You maybe.
We chose violence over and over again, which, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of started out violent too. Franklin and I went to go fuck up some goblins, except I was too drunk. And then Franklin went and fucked them up afterwards after we went to bed.
So yeah, I think that's why I'm just gonna walk over to Franklin. So I'm just assuming I've been like taking a nice nap or something through all this, right? We got to the next level and Mame was like, I'm tired. We're gonna nap now. And so I like don't know what's happened to Franklin, except for I know he's like obviously changed. I'm a little concerned. I'm gonna go pick him up and just like, hey buddy, you okay? You all right? Last time I saw you, you were filling out your Pokedex. You're your Boy Scouts hand guide. Like, what's up?
He doesn't respond. I am unable to hear or see you.
Oh, I think he's in his little trance thingy. He's looking through his crickets.
Yeah. On the wall, you can see a giant city like falling into a giant magma pool.
What the fuck?
Actually,
And just like a number, ding 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 ding.
Are you? I know you're able to project an image. I think you're able to project harmless sounds and smells too. Are you projecting the sound from the other side?
It just be
No.
screams of the damned.
Yeah. Franklin is not projecting sounds. He doesn't want the other occupants that we now have to be distressed.
Okay.
Or any indication of who's really behind it.
The future Shadowrunner employees.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what you see. And it's kind of like projecting out of his eyes. So like as you pick him up, the image probably like flips to like the ceiling instead.
So they've been busy. So everyone
Yeah.
else. So we've got like new person and another new person to me at the very least, and I think also to Mame because you haven't been on this level of hell. Is it Mame? This one?
Mhm.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. And so 2 new people to both of us. And one of them is being tortured mentally on the inside, as well as the one other person that we know.
Yeah, basically the only way you hurt Ezra really emotionally.
But you haven't like
wanted to-
heard any of us being like, "What the fuck is happening, Franklin? Are you okay?" Like none of that.
No, he's currently got the sound of I'm gonna surmise ear piercing like dog whistle in his ears. Currently, probably. So you probably saw him initially looking like a human being, but now he's pretty much warped into a straight up werewolf with his ears kind of like pulled down and his hands over him.
We got a new pet? What the fuck? Franklin's been busy. Okay.
I guess that's pretty on character.
I guess I would turn to the other new person. And just be like, "Hi. More things? I don't know what's going on."
So, I am gathering from your lack of reaction that people just appearing is not uncommon.
Not.
This
Yeah.
some sort of purgatory I find myself in?
Actually, I think we're
Purgatory.
on greed right now, but like, yeah, you could kind of say that.
That makes sense. Hell, okay. Yeah.
I'm
This-
Phelan. Nice to meet you. You would see a rather tall, skinny, dark elf, wearing like very dark, sorceress robes with a, oh shit, what were the colors? It was it red and gold for the cloak of protection, Josh?
That sounds right. It was to match
I
your.
think so. Yeah, it was to match my jewelry.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of like blacks, reds, golds outfit. I'm a very squishy looking person, basically.
Okay. I'm sorry, I got a lot of yelling going on in the other room. 1 second.
No.
right. I'm guessing you walked around over to hit.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Should be the Kai. So sorry.
Over to him to do that introduction, but
Yeah. He would place a hand on his chest and offer just a slight bow. You may call
Oh.
me Faust. He is a relatively scrawny foreign orc, not like, at least as his species, as his like race goes.
Mm-hmm.
Fellow, bald, white button-down shirt with a vest over it, though it is largely tattered. He found himself in hell somehow. Maybe a little singed from his experience with the book. And a pair of circular glasses that cover up a pair of sickly green eyes.
Cool.
This is a level of chaos I am not accustomed to.
Yeah, I don't think any of us were. I can't
Did that come through, everyone?
explain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Can't explain the big puppy dog that we now have. But the turtle is Franklin. And I think he's made a lot of decisions that we now have to clean up. Would you say that that's right,
about
Mame?
I feel
Yeah.
seen.
So I think the three of us are pretty much on the same page about levels of knowing what's going on.
So
You like
go ahead.
to tend to the crickets.
Oh, what do you mean by tend to?
They seem to be everywhere.
They're Franklin's. They're like his helpers, I guess.
Charming.
Yeah. You get used to it really, really fast.
I doubt
You'd be surprised. Mame, have you been successful in, I guess, communicating with Franklin at all?
Negative.
Okay.
I'm just gonna keep holding Franklin and just kind of like just concerned, right? Just like.
How large is Franklin?
He is so the character you see being held by Mame is about 4 foot tall adolescent turtle. It appears to be exactly an appearance of the children's book character Franklin the Turtle. Except he has vividly pitch black eyes, and Mame's arms are going through his skin as insects are now kind of crawling up and over her to like complete the appearance. So it kind of looks like he's clipping into her.
Oh, that's new. Okay.
Yep. And so I guess about this time, like when the population ticker finally like stops or slows down, the screen shows a Finn text and then goes black, and slowly Franklin's eyes will like flutter open. He sees Mame holding him, and he gets this huge smile on his face and hugs her tightly. Mame!
There he is.
Oh, he's
Good to
back.
see you.
Franklin.
Hey guys! Oh, a new person. Did you get in just before the explosion?
I think all of us just got in now.
Oh, well, welcome back. It's kind of busy in here. Sorry about all the noise.
I recognize that I am in hell, but this is profoundly disturbing.
Oh, yeah. I'll kind of like pat Mame on the shoulder and move to like get up.
I'll go ahead and put Franklin down.
I'll stretch and like crack my knuckles and bones and stuff. I'll reach out. Hi, I'm Franklin. Welcome to hell. Well, welcome to the pocket rocket, I guess. Technically.
The what?
You guys Introductions. Your name.
This space is actually an interdimensional space in a rock.
Yeah.
We call the pocket rocket.
Yeah, it's our house.
Yeah, it's where we all live.
He would eventually extend a hand to take Franklin's. Faust.
I take your hand. You grip my bone skeleton hand, and then insects cover your hand, and hundreds of us all shake your hand at the same time.
So, Franklin, that's new. What happened
Yeah,
there?
did you like it? Oh, well, I've been reading. I learned to read recently
Oh.
with the help of some friends. So I've been reading this book, and it had some effects on me, and now me and my friends are all the same person.
Okay. Interesting. What's with the dog?
Dog?
See, I'm regretting putting
What
Grandam
dog?
on the other table because Grandam would be having a fucking field day right now. Hats off, I suppose.
Yeah.
We have a dog?
Yeah, right there, and I point to where Ezra is.
Oh, no, that's not a dog. That's Ezra. He doesn't always look like that. Sometimes he looks like a real person. Well, not like a real person, because we're all real people. Actually, he stops, gets a nosebleed. Eyes flicker. He gets angry. His eyes turn black, then back to normal. Anyway, no, so that's Ezra. He's kind of like you guys. Well, like all of us. So I turn, Ezra, why don't you introduce yourself to the group?
At that point in your head, the pulsing subsides. Not just at that point; it had been subsiding for a little bit. You do hear a voice, though probably speaking over Franklin's in your head,
Oh shit, we don't have time for this.
just saying, more or less, there is going to be a recompense for this, although it's not going to be of my own doing. There's a bit of a laugh and kind of a merriment coming slowly to the voice now. You've done this to yourselves. Now this whole entire chamber will fill with magma, says with glee.
That's sick.
Inside just your head, Ezra.
I'm so eating you.
Did you say that out loud?
Yes.
Ew. Was that his introduction?
No.
Seems like
It just kind of the sound wore off in his ears, and now he's heard that. He's like, "I'm so eating that guy." This.
Who are we? Hi.
Let's see. How tall is Mei in this one? I mean, Mame.
Mommy's tall as fuck.
Like 7 feet.
He kind of looks up to you because he's only standing like 6'2". Ezra. Nice to meet you.
So wait, are you still? What do you look like right now?
Yeah, are you still dog?
Oh yeah, he's still dog. Basically, his eyes are like a ruby red, where his coat's like a jet black. But he slowly
You're
as
6 feet tall.
6'2".
As a dog.
He's a werewolf. He hasn't shifted to a dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mama is just gonna sort of pat you on the head. That seems appropriate. Maybe a scratch behind the ear.
Oh. He's like, "Ooh, yes. Thank you. My ears hurt." He looks
Your
down
ears
towards
hurt?
Frank. He looks down towards Franklin. Franklin, we gotta go hurt one who takes money from me. Makes my ear hurt.
Oh, that's bad. We want to go see an ear, nose, and throat doctor.
I'm going to be his throat doctor by eating his throat.
Whoa. Hang on.
Oh yeah, we probably don't have a whole lot of time for pleasantries right now. So long story short, we got to the next level of hell. It was run by a god that was a little bitch, and he was hiding behind a bunch of doors and like magma elementals and stuff like that, so we couldn't get at him. So we figured the best way to get him come out of his hiding hole was to take all of his toys from him. So we blew up the city.
What?
Yeah.
Did you at least like
Smart
buy?
plan.
Did you at least buy everything that we needed?
Well, actually, funnily enough, I gesture around and you see like 30 goblins. I met Bildrith, and he got some goblins with carpentry skills and other useful abilities and just craft stuff. And they live with us now.
At this point,
And
you don't see all of the goblins. You probably see only two of them. Both of them are pulling their heads out of their hands also. And you hear a lot of activity above you, actually.
oh,
And there's every now and again just a little bit of a rock, like small rocks falling from above.
yeah. Hey, Amos, can you make sure that they don't dig too far into the exterior of the pocket rocket? We don't want to accidentally cause a rupture. They can only go in.
I'm already on it, boss. I got the one of the underlings on watching them, making sure that they can only get so far.
Perfect. All right, you're amazing. Thank you. Anyway, so yeah,
What?
we blew up the city, and now that was what you saw on the screen, and now the god is probably really angry currently.
Okay. Did you at least spare that lady that was really nice to us at the beginning when we first went to the market?
If she's here,
Vamira, what are you doing, by the way? Hello?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself.
Oh, you're right.
I am just like sitting there drinking, watching all of this happen.
Okay. Haven't introduced yourself or anything.
No,
Just watching.
hasn't been a need for it, so.
Bildrith would probably turn to you and go, my head kind of hurts. Can I have some of that?
Sure. I I guess I grab a glass and pour him some.
Oh, thanks. And he just downs it without even gulping, just one single gulp.
Nice.
Oh, that's probably gonna work here in a minute or two. Oh, jeez. And he starts walking over to Franklin, he had dealt with last beside Ash, who isn't here, and he just starts talking to you in broken common because he is one to be able to speak other than the other goblins, and he just says, "We're gonna have to do something about Cai Shen. He's still in head."
yeah. Do you have any suggestions about that? What's he saying?
He looks kind of up, as almost if he's like listening to something from far away, and then he goes, "The chamber that was home is filling with magma."
Wow, what a bitch move. Okay.
Franklin, is the pocket
Yes.
rocket in a safe location?
For the moment, it's currently being held by my familiar who is invisible out in space. At the top of the chamber, right? That's currently, and I guess this guy says that it's filling up with magma right now, so we're gonna have to figure that out. probably sued. He sticks his hand in his pocket and pulls out a tridecahedron. I'm not sure what this thing does. Put it down on a table, but I suspect it's some sort of portal to different levels of hell. So maybe this is our escape ticket. But I don't know, Arcata.
And Mame would recognize the thing.
Griselda had it.
Yeah.
That Griselda had it last, but and you had used it actually to get to the 5th level after Ash had made a deal with a interstitial space demon called Tanaka, who she traded her body for, if I remember correctly.
Didn't we kill some guy for that thing?
Yeah. It was some mundane little guy that Mariel just meant to like bonk, but he ended up being so squishy she splatted his head.
Sounds like something that would happen to me.
Yeah, we killed some guy and we had no idea how to use this thing. But now we have it.
Sounds like something that happened to me in a tower.
This Griselda when she died. Well, after she died, we turned her to goo.
Oh, is she the one that we rolled like toothpaste?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Because you need power to be I think we grabbed it. I think it was in the skeleton monster thing, but I don't know if we grabbed it or not.
Yeah, the skeleton monster had chopped it off while she died.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because she yeah, that's right. She got eaten by the skeleton monster.
Mm-hmm. And then you guys were like, well, let's not waste her body, and turned her into goo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very useful goo, by the by.
We use that useful goo for?
We haven't used it yet, but
yeah, how do you know
it will be useful.
Anyway.
Well, because I've been running experiments with it. It turns you temporarily undead, and it also allows you, if you're undead and you bite someone while temporarily undead, they become permanently undead. So it's like a zombie maker.
Which to Franklin is very useful.
Yeah, so something tells me Franklin shouldn't have that.
I'm pretty sure Franklin is the one that has it, so.
Yeah.
And the crickets.
Yeah. Okay, so basically we need to find the guy that we're supposed to kill to get to the new level and not die in the process of all the magma that's filling the chamber that our pocket rocket currently resides in.
Yes.
Or we need to get out of here.
He, being Cai Shen, his voice comes into your head specifically. You can feel his like specific attention. I guess you could say you could tell it's a focused thing. Not everyone's getting this message. And he goes, "I hope you enjoyed your time here. You have an hour left in the chamber to close the seal. If you do, I will have a conversation with you on terms on what to do next. This is not my only settlement, you worm."
Who is that to?
Ezra. He's the only one he's inside his head besides some of the goblins.
Okay.
Franklin, the mean floaty head says that we go in trouble soon. We gotta get out of here. If not,
mean floaty head.
Mean floaty head.
He has another place. We need to go there and eat him.
Oh.
I'm not sure I'm down for eating him. That can be you to do that.
I want to eat him. Yes.
Okay, and you're not a dog.
No. I'm Ezra.
Phelan. Okay.
He says this as if you should know it too, Ezra. He says, if you can seal the... Or rather, it's not seal. If you can Gong the anvil before your death in the center of the chamber. We will talk.
Ugly.
Franklin, does the
And
bug
I will
outside
slow the.
see an anvil?
What?
Does the bug outside see an anvil?
Oh. 1 second. I close my eyes. Take a peek.
Let me see something here. See if I can do this or not. I might be able to. And boink. Can you see something new, Matt?
Screen went black. Let me zoom out. Zoom, 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 zoom. All black.
Oh wait.
It's really dark outside.
It's
Taste.
pretty dark.
There you go. How about now?
I think so. Be a big bag of a shaper. Still dark. Oh,
Your vision
wait.
is
I see
on.
my character in a
There we
field of darkness.
Yep. Oh, you know what I need to do?
Franklin doesn't have what he sold it.
Dynamic lighting is on. Daylight mode is on now. Save. How about now?
Yep. Now I see. Wow. This place is big. I can't believe there used to be a city here.
It's not your token that's there, obviously. It's the dire cricket. I just grabbed you instead of the cricket at that point.
Sure. I look around and try to spy with this little eye. I have a 21 passive perception, but I can also specifically look.
And you see a very blatant, weird kind of disc of rock that's floating with a giant anvil on it all the way across the chamber from you.
I look around and try to spy any threats or dangers, creatures, or cookies.
Cookies.
You definitely wouldn't see any cookies. You
Rude.
definitely do not see any monsters either, though.
Interesting. I zoom back into I switch off my vision and I turn to the group. Yeah, so here I'll have projected that so that they can also see.
As soon as Ezra sees it, go hit it. Go hit it. Go hit it really hard.
Hold on.
We don't know about how dangerous there might be. It can't be that easy.
So, a god has invited you for a conversation. Should you strike that?
I mean, if you count eating him as conversation.
That is what was said, correct?
Yes.
It's a trap, you imbecile.
Oh my god, do we have someone smart among our ranks? This is amazing.
Ezra smart, I know.
Franklin kind of like eyes the others. Yeah.
Have I got everyone? And does everyone see everything?
I don't know how you actually go over to the right page.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of lava. Damn.
Yeah.
What the fuck did y'all do?
We sunk the city into a lava.
Franklin's smart.
And he also stated that he has other settlements, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, which was really dumb of him, considering we got like 5 levels worth of XP from this settlement, so...
I don't know what that means.
I have a nosebleed. You will.
It makes you really strong. Because that's what Franklin says.
Yeah, you get real strong here.
All right. Well,
So we need
Franklin,
a game plan.
was all of this your decision making?
No, I came up with the idea. I pitched it to the group, and the group said that's a great idea, and then we did it.
Who
At the
said
time.
it was a great idea?
At the
Ezra.
time, Ezra, Regina.
Yeah,
You
Ezra,
listened to
Regina.
the kids?
Oh,
I put my hand on your shoulder. I am a child too.
What?
You-
You are too young for that!
why are there so many children in hell?
I am
Because
not child.
God hates us, and He gives children bone cancer.
Oh my
That's-
god.
Ezra not child. Ezra has pup.
Allow me to ask some questions, if I may. If we have the
Sure. Yeah, of course. You're new here. You're probably really confused.
As I said, this is a blatant trap. Likely wants to stall
Yeah.
for time while we burn alive in the lava.
Agree.
Why would we not locate one of these other settlements?
Yeah, so that's the thing. Here's the big question. Earlier, I look around for the guy with one hand. Someone around here told us that the Cai Shen was a masquerade, a man behind the curtain, hid somewhere beyond the lava monsters, hidden in like a nice secret spot where no one could get him. He was just like a regular guy. We tortured him pretty hard, and we're pretty sure they weren't lying.
So, you've projected it back on the screen, the situation up on it, right?
Oh yeah, I'll have to like
Or, up
zip
on the
back
wall,
in
I
to
mean.
eventually peek.
That was part of my point, I guess, but the other part would have been like if you would have, directed people towards him, kind of maybe even just before you went in, like, guys need to keep talking to this guy because he's the one that told us this stuff, basically, about the guy behind the curtain and such. Maybe before you brought it back up on screen is all. And,
Sure, yeah.
And the kind of, so you guys got a view of what's on the other side. I'm just gonna hop back over to the other one now, map wise.
Franklin, are you nodding at Ezra to go get the guy? Please say yes.
He's right next to you guys.
Ezra squeals a little.
So,
Come here, friend.
Who
We
is
must
the
have conversation again.
most flamboyantly dressed of them? He's just putting his hat back on and straightening his hair out after
is he that
having his
goblin
hand.
in the pimp outfit?
Yep. And he's just like
Ezra picks him up. Come, friend.
he before he looks up and sees who's talking to him or anything like that too, he just says, "Hey, what's gonna do you for?" And then oh, fuck off to you.
Well, there's too many people
We're
in this
gonna go
place at
have
this
a-
point.
We're gonna go have another talk, you and I.
Have you? Okay.
Do you need someone that's good at talking? I can kind of do that.
Yes. You can come with me.
Okay, yeah.
Franklin,
And
come do the
your
thing
character
again.
sounds so exasperated. So yeah. All right.
She really
I
is. She's the tired mom. She really is.
Oh my god, I left for 5 minutes.
So it is a
How did they do this?
Literally.
In our defense, we were left unattended.
false
You really were.
a man posing as a deity.
That's what kind of that's what's on like every level of hell, and we're making our way to one of the actual gods, I think, and we're either freeing him or killing him, one of the two.
I heard
We
kill.
haven't decided yet.
We haven't decided yet. Because
Oh.
freeing him blows up the world, right?
In play.
Yeah, and then we
Or,
become
play.
gods.
Yeah.
So
sorry.
he
but then we
says,
become gods.
but he
Well,
is
can we trust
literally the
him?
god of deceit.
Yeah.
No. The god of manipulation.
Even
Oh,
better.
okay, my bad.
Yeah, so
Completely different.
Okay, basically we are just trying to make our way through hell, taking out all of these false leaders on every single level to get to like the real leader of all hell, and then we can kind of decide from there whether we want to kill him or free him. Both of them not great options, but we get to decide at the least.
I still think there's another exit.
Another exit? Oh, like another way
Yeah.
out where we don't have to free him or kill him?
Yeah, there's gotta be.
Yeah, probably.
Ezra's already walked back with the pimp. Skipping a little bit.
I believe that one needs.
I'm going to follow that one.
And as
I feel like I have another kid.
as you approach him, Ezra, I don't know exactly what you're doing, but he would immediately see you and back off and just kind of like keep walking backwards with his one hand behind his back that's actually got a hand on it, putting his stump towards you.
Oh, Ezra's grinning ear to ear. Come, friend, we have another talk.
No.
Phelan is approaching very fast after him and be like, I'm so sorry, did the talk last time lead to the stump hand?
He looks up at you and looks down at him and he goes, no.
Insight.
Oh, yeah, you took.
15.
You're quite sure that was a bald face lie.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no. I'll prevent that
from grinning ear to ear. He's like grinning ear to ear.
I will prevent that from happening again. Actual conversation so that some of us that are a little bit more confused can like catch up a little bit. That'd be great. Please?
Okay. Can I still use the pike?
What?
I put him on the spit and then I roll him over the fire.
Oh, let's not do that. We can just sit at a table.
But how do we know he tells truth? That's what Franklin let me do.
How do you know he's not lying to you to get out from on top of the fire?
Because Franklin said so.
Let's just have a normal conversation and maybe he'll be more compelled to tell us the truth with not being tortured.
Can I tell him why that I get to put him in the pike again?
Do you want to roll a persuasion?
I used his
Phelan?
I'd like to roll a persuasion.
By the by. That's how we do that. He was telling the truth.
Wow. Of course, that's when I roll a nat 1. It's still a 9 total, but...
He looks at you, looks down at Ezra in his direwolf form, and then bolts to go upstairs.
Well, I think Ezra was holding him, wasn't he?
I didn't think so.
Yeah, I said I grab him.
I misunderstood. I apologize. I didn't realize.
Yeah, I think he was like carrying him away, and I was like, wait!
Yeah.
I didn't hear that part. How were you going to do that then? Because I think you would have... I was still imagining that he was like at like
like under my arm, like grabbing him up under my arm, like put him under my arm.
Okay, so you turn back into your humanoid form.
Yeah.
My apologies. Right. I still had you imagined as the wolf, as well. So you turn back into the humanoid form to approach him, which he definitely recognizes as well. As you were to approach him, you know, and Phelan's kind of trying to talk to him from afar, he doesn't even listen to her, it looks like, as he tries to turn tail and run before you try to pick him up. Like, if you were trying to pick him up, he would definitely have bolted. Like, not even a question.
In Ezra's mind, oh goody, it runs. And let's see here. Gonna go get me some food today. Uh, 21
To
to
hit?
grab him. Yeah, to hit him, grab him.
Okay. I was going to ask actually if you what your speed is.
Speed is I believe it's 30. Speed's 30.
Okay.
No, wait. Barbarians get faster speed. I think it's 45. He fast boy. Not like other people fast, but still fast.
Okay. So you would actually catch him as he was trying to get. He was trying to get up about 40. Well, actually, it'd have been 60 feet because you probably guys both would have had to dash because he would have taken the dash action to run away.
Yeah.
And you would have had to dash after him just to get. Oh well, no, actually, not even because you have 45, and no, you still would have. Yeah, because you would have had to get 60 feet away. So you took, and you rolled a 21 to hit on that dash. Other turn and how it all happened, basically.
So Ezra sees him bolt goes kind of like smiles to himself. He runs and like catches up right behind him. Goes, I got you. That was fun. We should do it more.
That is absolutely mortifying to experience.
And then he puts him under his arm and
Go ahead.
I guess he hears Phelan start talking. Huh?
Yeah. So then it would have come to me trying to be like, let's just calmly have a discussion.
So I don't get to bring the pit?
If it comes down to it, and we need it.
He smiles a little bit. Okay. Where do you want me to put him?
It's really having a third kid. Oh my god.
Just wait till you find out that he is the dad of the other kid.
Phelan proceeds to question all of her life decisions and what led her here. So are we like sitting him down at a table and everyone surrounding him?
Ezra sits down with him at a table.
Are you like holding? Is he like on your lap?
Yes, he is.
I guess I would call everyone over and just be like, so, anyone have any questions for our new friend?
It does, yeah.
Where
is the secret? I mean, the most important one, right, for our timeline is where is the secret entrance into the Cai Shen's house?
And he looked up. He had looked up at the projection before. He goes back down to you. I think it might be flooded with magma currently.
That sucks.
I don't have use for him then.
Remember, tell truth or I'm hungry.
I'm telling the truth.
Hold on. Yeah, that's right. You're totally right. Let me just cast a zone of truth a minute, and I'll flower girl style take some salt in a basket and skip around him happily, scattering salt around, and my eyes are all black, and I whisper infernal spell work, and eventually a dark, sickly greenish color like rises up from the circle, and I turn to you guys. Thumbs up. There you go. Zone of truth.
Okay.
You had this and you tortured him anyways.
No, we did both.
Of course.
Ezra nods enthusiastically.
You gotta be sure.
Oh.
Okay.
His hand not part of interrogation. No. He touched my pup with his hand. That's why he knows my hand.
He did do that.
Your
I was there for that
pup?
one. Yeah, he adopted Regina.
Oh, the one that thinks I'm her mother. Yep. Okay.
Yep. She's got a new mom now, so I think you're off the hook. If you don't want to be her mom.
Well,
that is.
I'm not off the hook. I feel like I'm even more on the hook. Okay.
Oh. Well, her new mom's a floating skull rhizome that turns things into zombies. She's very nice. You should have her over for dinner sometime.
Okay, yeah.
Great. Anyway, so secret chamber where the guy is underground, under magma. How do we get there? What do we think?
Oh, are you not asking me?
I mean, you too, if you've got any bright
No, you
ideas,
are
but I'm
asking.
also opening it to the group too.
I don't have any ideas. The only thing that I could probably suggest is he's... And he kind of stares off. Cai Shen is talking to me as... I guess he's talking to you, and he points to Ezra. You have now less than an hour to slow the flow of magma filling the chambers.
Yeah, we gotta do that. Okay, secondary thoughts.
Hey, so where is the
If he's
source of the magma? That's what we need to know. We need to know where the source of the magma is.
It's under the magma.
Oh, maybe his lair is filling with magma and he wants us to stop it or he die. Let's not stop it and let him die.
Yeah, but we also will die. I mean, we're
Yeah,
already
we
dead.
need
I
to-
turned to the new guy. You're dead, by the way, I think.
We
Ezra,
don't have that confirmed.
We're not
We don't
dead.
have that confirmed, but we're in hell.
I mean, this is
And you
hell.
just showed up here magically, so draw your
The
own
thing is,
conclusions.
does anyone remember dying?
I do.
No.
Did
No.
You're
I-
also not exactly corporeal right now, so like, you don't count. Sorry, Franklin.
Okay.
I
Oh.
do have very distinct memories of being incinerated and frozen at the same time.
Well, I guess I remember
See?
breaking my foot on something.
Probably got infected. You died a great grade.
I did die from
Penicillin hasn't
things
been
pretty
invented
easily.
yet.
Anyway,
Yeah. Thoughts
Well,
on how we stop magma?
Well, so either we stop the magma or we don't. But the question is, where is this next level that we need to get to? Is it where he is?
it's where we have to kill him, and there's some way wherever he is that likely connects to the next level, because that's what happened in the last one.
So
Or it's
maybe
that
we
Kong.
don't need to stop the lava. We just have to get to him.
Right.
Well, yeah, but we don't know how to get to him. Hey, Bud, you know how to...
Is Mime or Mame staring at the tetrahedron this whole time
Mom.
too?
Kind of. Right, I'm listening, looking at the tetrahedron. I know I don't understand. So, like, Mame doesn't understand what's going on with the magma, except for it's, like, real hot, right? Like, don't want anything to do with that. No, thank
we have
you.
a
Axes don't
ring
work
of
here.
fire resistance to make it less hot for you. We bought a bunch of them.
Oh, we did, but that won't probably
cool.
stop magma.
It won't like help
Yes.
that much against the magma, but it might make it a little more bearable. I don't know. Anyway,
Speaking
Probably.
of which, something chimes in your
Mama's
Mom.
not so concerned about the heat as much as like my axes are ineffective. So I know the object, the thing I can pick up will get me away and somewhere else. So I know like the whole point, we want to get out of here, right? So there's something under the magma that you guys think will get us out of here, but I know this thing in front of me will get us out of here. So can I like Where is the? It's not a tetrahedron. Where is the
Trideca.
object?
Trideca.
Yeah.
It's
Franklin had it,
on
right?
the tables.
Yeah, I put it down for whoever wants to
Can I
touch
go
it.
pick it up?
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go pick it up, and I'm just gonna kind of like mess with it. While they're all talking, I'm just gonna sit there and like mess with it, like it's a fidget toy.
That would be a sleight of hand roll, which it looks like you have disadvantage of. But
Yeah.
just
Right.
Is that disadvantage on dexterity?
yeah,
I'm not proficient with armor worn.
it's the sleight of hand specifically. It looks like you have the D next to it.
Oh, man.
Oh, you had a really good roll and then a really bad
Yeah.
roll.
I was going back though.
So when I'm not proficient with armor worn.
Hmm.
You've got too thick of armor.
Yeah.
Which,
Normally,
speaking of which,
barbarians can't wear heavy armor, so.
I was trying to find it here. Yeah, and that is. It's the very last thing, and it's never been created as a item that you can actually put in there. I'm going to put a note, actually. I went all the way down on your other possessions. At the very bottom, if you remember in Purgatory, you fought with Vomira some animated armor that you put on that made you immune to fire.
Oh yeah, I see that. I'm now fire immune.
I have
It's down there. I took notes.
a question.
You did?
Fuck this magma. I still don't like it. My axes are still ineffective, but
The Key to Hell, the book I found, or that I arrived with.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to look
I
at
made
it?
it as far as the table of contents, correct?
Yeah, before you disappeared. Mm-hmm.
What all was in the table of contents? Was there
When you
anything
were
that
looking,
might be relevant, like a map of this particular layer of hell, or anything useful?
when you were looking at it, you did see one of the pages being more or less or rather, diagrams and explaining each portion of it, and probably you would have done a perusal after everybody's talking about the shape, and you're probably ignoring the interrogation. If you want to roll a let's make it an intelligence of some sort.
History or religion? 'Cause, like,
Arcana, one of the.
I'm trained in all of those. So
History or religion could work if it were something that you're referencing of your own knowledge, but this
Investigation also could work when it comes to reading the book.
that's where I was going with it, because you're trying to go quickly through the thing. You're kind of like trying to find an answer to the solution,
one of the only intelligence skills I'm not trained in. All right, let's do it.
This whole time while we're sitting there, Ezra's fingernails are kind of like growing out like claws, and he's just kind of
let's
like
go.
petting the pimp goblin.
You're petting the goblin?
Well, more like hungrily petting the goblin, like I want to eat him.
Oh.
So yeah, seeing as
Hey,
the maps
no.
seem to have like god level knowledge, I'm looking for like if there's like diagrams of this layer of hell. I'm looking for like where we are, ways out of here, and where this motherfucker might be.
You immediately catch on something called the tetrahedron as one of the it's not there isn't only one of them. There seems to be plethora of them strewn about the levels of hell and other planes of his existence, actually. But it is intentionally used to maneuver through the layers of hell. And if it's the tetrahedron, which this is, it has 13 sides, and each correspond with one of the levels of hell.
Okay.
And you see that to get to any particular level of hell, you have to solve the puzzle of the tetrahedron, which requires a sleight of hand check, whichever increases each side that is solved. Currently, you see the rest of the sides are gray, but if they are slid into the right pattern, they will alight and correspond to a level of hell. There are 2 sides, I think they are. Yeah, 2 sides of that are actually solved.
Okay,
I'm
so
actually
it's,
like
so
kind
it's
of good at sleight of
you
hand.
try. So it's
Try
sleight
to
of hand.
try and
Solve it.
solve a new side of it. There are currently
I'm
2
actually-
sides of it, which increases or decreases the chances of solving another side, i.e., increases the DC check of.
Could I make the argument that a puzzle should be intelligence?
You could, in the sense,
Like if it's like I could understand like solving like a Rubik's cube quickly could be sleight of hand.
yes, yeah, I know
But
what
like
you're saying.
solving like the algorithms to actually solve it would be intelligence. Like once you've learned the sleight of hand wouldn't really get you, like being dexterous wouldn't really solve it. It would just be how quickly you could solve it once you know the solution.
I would
Yeah.
see it being as either a sleight of hand or an investigation check, one of the two, most likely for this puzzle solving. Like, I could see the argument for sleight of hand if it is like a puzzle that is like twist, like a bop it of like twisting and shoving things into places and stuff like that. Ezra,
Flick it.
So Josh,
Ezra.
Josh, 24 to try to like stealth away with the goblin in hand with me.
Absolutely not. I'm 100% keeping an eye on you.
You don't have anywhere to hide. You're a fucking barbarian.
Hey, that's a 20. Hey, I rolled a 24. Let me see. Let me have this.
I also might say, I mean, that was a great roll. I hate to say, but I think Phelan is staring right at you, so you would have to roll with disadvantage. I apologize.
Okay.
I have not
But-
trusted you with this goddamn goblin since the moment you expressed any sort of excitement.
What's your passive, Phelan?
My passive is 13.
Meets it, beats it. Sorry. You must be looking right at Baltazar as he's reaching out towards Franklin, and you're reading the notes without even looking at the thing that you're reaching for that Franklin also just grasped, and you're kind of if you want to roll me an intelligence check. Would
towards me.
Hmm?
Who was that directed towards?
Baltazar.
Okay.
Baltazar. I walk up behind you. Yeah, this is a color. That's another color.
Actually, it's in Mame's hand. I apologize.
Oh. Whoever's doing this.
Yeah, Mame was trying to solve it. I was just going to offer, I actually have like a pretty good, I have an okay bonus to sleight of hand.
Well, we have a couple floors that we could go to already, right?
Correct. And towards your points though, you could use intelligence to solve it, but if you're just, which is what most people have been doing, that's why it was a sleight of hand. Most people have just been kind of like, without any real particular rhyme or reason, shifting the faces around on it, you know.
Okay, so would it be any particular skill on here, or would it just straight intelligence?
Investigation, I would argue. Or Arcana, if it's a magical thing.
I could see Arcana as well as Investigation. I was thinking your straight intelligence bonus would probably be the most accurate towards this, because although you're getting only the key points, you might need to take time to study what it's explaining to you, because it does seem to explain how to solve each side of the cube, but it's algorithmic, i.e. Takes a while to understand.
Take 10 rolls. Yeah.
I'm not
Franklin's gonna
yeah,
kind of
that's 7.
interject and say, well, hold on. Instead of solving a random side, do we want to see it maybe if we could figure out which side corresponds to which level of hell? And then maybe we could choose one that might be beneficial to us, like a water level.
Well, would a water level be beneficial to us?
Sure, if we could like somehow open it up to like drop water on them.
You
Oh.
But, like,
aren't able
I
to
don't
solve
know.
the side with that intelligence check. You
Yeah,
must
I
have
figured.
misunderstood the algorithm in the book. I don't know if you hand it back to Mame or not.
Either way, we should figure out first and foremost how to use it besides trying to solve another one, but how to use it to like teleport away in case we need to. And then turn our attention to try to like find this dude before we have to use it.
As you're turning back to Ezra after the anticlimactic Baltazar pulling the cube away, you see him running away with the goblin under his
Hey!
arm.
No!
Point
Ezra!
to this? Or is he just attempting to consign us to death?
Ezra?
running
Well,
after
I don't
Ezra.
think he thinks that far ahead.
No.
I cast
He's more
hold person
concerned
on
with eating
Ezra.
that guy.
I forget whole person's what now?
Wisdom.
I believe.
Wisdom save.
Fuck.
I totally agree. We should just like get ourselves killed because we're in a real tricky situation right now.
Right? I'm waiting for that wisdom save
Yeah,
before I say something else to you, though, in your head.
there it goes. Ah, fuck.
You are paralyzed.
What was it?
He rolled a
13.
13. My save DC is a 16.
So as you get paralyzed and holding the goblin in your arms, you hear in your head, only 30 minutes left.
Oh shit! All right, we need to get our shit together.
I go and I grab the goblin out of Ezra's hands and I just like hold him by his shoulders and walk him back over to the group.
Does anyone have locate object or person?
No.
Shit.
If
Does
I
anyone
transform,
have?
can I track him?
I would attempt the puzzle again, but I'm imagining it's going to take me a little while for me to give up. So,
Josh, if I transform to direwolf, can I track him?
If you transform into direwolf, what? I didn't catch that last part.
can you track
Could
him?
I track him?
Track Cai Shen?
Yes.
You would require a scent for that, and I don't think you have.
Don't we have all those armbands?
Yeah. And I know that
work.
he's in Ezra's head, but it's not like the senses that you would use to track as a direwolf wouldn't work in this situation. There hasn't been a scent associated with him being inside your head, nor with the armbands, other than the stank of the goblins themselves, and same with even inside of his church or temple, he didn't really have a
Smell.
scent. Yeah.
Shit. Do any of our casters have any potentially useful spells?
I really only have like charm person and stuff like that. I can detect thoughts and I can charm people and hold people, but the rest of it's kind of damage, you know?
Maybe
I can also
charm
banish
this guy.
someone.
Maybe
Are you
try
still
this guy
holding
to
me?
see if he can like tell us how to get the fuck out of here.
I need to.
Oh, now that I have the
I'm gonna try
goblin in a
again.
safe spot, with all of us, I let go of the hold person on Ezra.
Ezra just kind of like sad.
As you set the
I
pimp
can
preacher
offer
down,
to attempt.
as you
at
set the
the-
pimp preacher down, he kind of goes stock still, then relaxes like almost bone limp, like he doesn't have any bones, and then stands straight back up and kind of like leans back with his arms hanging behind him, and his eyes glow gold, and his mouth starts moving, not of his own accord. You can see, and
What the fuck?
you can hear an almost different tone to his voice, and he just says, "If you don't get to find a way out of the chamber soon, you're all gonna die."
Oh, it's this guy. Here, hand me the little puzzle thingy. Let me take a stab at it.
It's this guy. Okay, Mama hands it over.
Yeah, he'll pass the puzzle off.
Sorry, I'm back.
No worries.
I'm going to attempt. Oh, that was stealth, but I have the same modifier between sleight of hand and stealth, so that would be an 18 to attempt to solve the puzzle.
You still only have the two sides that you're able to get.
That's it?
The two sides that were there, yeah. You may have actually, with an 18, probably lost a side in doing it, but probably would have stopped yourself and gone back.
It's that hard at that point? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was gonna say before, I got interrupted by a phone call. But as you guys were doing it, I was going to, since it's dex based, I was gonna offer up I might be able to do it because I got a really high dex.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got more than a +5, go ahead, do it.
Can you guys do it together and maybe get advantage?
I mean, that
would be disadvantage in my opinion. It's not very big.
Got it. Guidance on that one. Be careful. If we lose both of our sides, we're definitely fucked.
What does guidance give me?
Plus
1d4.
Oh. Jesus, if my roll was any better.
Great.
With a 21, you do not solve any more of the sides. Oh, that was a 20. Sorry. I didn't realize you had to roll for it. I was just adding
It's a D4, it's not a 4.
Yep, I got it. So at 20, yes, you do not solve any more of the sides.
Jesus
Christ.
Fuck, I rolled a 6. I mean, jeez.
I'll take another stab at it. Maybe you'll do better.
I mean, I could, but I don't want to, break it.
Also,
but we have 30 minutes to do this too.
You also
we can break
see
it or
in
we
your
can die.
readings there, Baltasar, that the two sides that are solved can still be used to get back to other portions of hell. And you see the colors that are there being level 5 of hell, and level 3 of hell. I believe correspondingly that is I just had it. I was going back to it now.
Was 5 the one that we just came from?
Mm-hmm.
5
Anger
we're on.
was 5. We're on 4, which is greed, and it was 3. 3 and 5, and 3 is gluttony.
Do we have 3 and 5 solved?
And 3 and 5 seals are also broken on the prison. You guys would know, especially Mame.
So we'd just be going backwards.
Yep.
Right. I turn to the others. Hey, could one of you guys take an Arcana check on that gog to see if it's the seal?
I can try. I don't know what that means though.
Oh, there's a big old gong outside.
Yeah, there are seals to each level of hell, and if we unlock all of them, we release the god of manipulation. He told us we're totally gonna become gods. I say with finger gun or
air quotes
quotations.
I would.
Franklin, make the bug go above the anvil.
I mean, I could do that. Oh,
please.
But what's your plan first? Because we should be sure.
Hit it really hard.
But Lynn, are we just playing into that guy's plan?
I know.
At this point, it's the only way that we have out.
No, we could go to level 3 of hell or level 5.
But then we won't be able to come back here.
That's true.
Change where we are.
Is the seal already broken here? Do we even need to be here?
We didn't. I did hear what Baltazar said. We have 30 minutes. Number one, our first priority should be rack our brains to try to figure out some way to locate this guy within 30 minutes and kill him. Number two, how to stop the lava. Number three, how to get this thing to go backwards and like to a different level, right? And then like the GOG should be the last.
What'd you say, Baltasar?
Is there nowhere else on this level we can go?
Giant inside, I think, like upside down pill oval thing in the rock.
Wait, is every voice level filled with lava? Because if we go back to 5, we can go back through the seal, get back to the greedy one if that's safe.
And to your answer of is there nowhere else to go, the goblin that seems to be possessed by Cai Shen, the pimp preacher with one hand, turns to you with his hands back still, and kind of like at a odd stance towards you, almost like he doesn't quite know how to use the body. And he just laughs and he goes, "Yes, all of the areas are plugged with magma leading out of this chamber. This is the only way out."
Can I? Okay.
Insight check, somebody?
Question. So, if I were to use thoughts right now, would I be detecting the thoughts of the goblin or the thoughts of the dude that we need to kill?
Ooh.
It is a good question, because I would like to piggyback off of that then.
Favorite thing to say to anyone in a situation that doesn't know what that thing that they're gonna do is gonna do. Fuck around and find out.
Fuck around and find out. I get it once per long rest for free. So
Yeah.
You can certainly try.
yeah, you can certainly try. I did it like free once per long rest, and I can use spell slots from then on. So I'm just gonna use one free one per long rest. So I will cast thoughts on this figure and see if I can detect the goblin's thoughts or big bad dude's thoughts.
Please let me big bad dude. Please let me big bad dude.
There's that for you to. That's a
Let the
cast.
goblin
Okay.
thoughts be
Nope. Here is the spell. It's a long read.
Thank you. I remembered it was pretty long. I was trying to.
Last time I used this, I got awfully dirty thoughts and saved Franklin from eating chocolate that would make him horny as a 12-year-old friggin' turtle.
Here we go. And we're going to just roll this.
You mother bitch.
Does a 16 beat your DC?
That is my fucking DC.
Beats it. So you glean into the mind of the goblin, and then you run into a wall, what it feels like on the inside of the goblin. But just as you're delving into its possessed mind, you feel a tendril reaching towards your consciousness.
Ugh!
Um,
I don't like that.
Every time she was like, hell no. To the no, no, hell to
Literally.
no.
That's how I feel. Elder Brain? Y'all, we're
Okay,
fucking
I
with
see.
something that's way above our level. Fuck that.
So it can immediately, you can tell, start to feel what you're feeling, including your worries and loves and hates, immediately, just by the brushing of your two consciousnesses, without
Ugh.
you gleaning much of it, other than that it is much more vast than you. Consciously,
fuck
as a
that.
consciousness, they're very, very. This thing is very much larger than you.
Yeah, no
and-
shit.
And it doesn't do anything. Kind of knowing that you couldn't get in, and just you feel almost as if it's circling your consciousness, almost like it's thinking about. Actually, no, that's what I was going to say. You can feel almost as if a tendril is coming towards you, but askingly, as if yes, giving you the chance to let it in.
Oh.
I
Brushing
think that as
and
time
touching.
passes,
Go ahead.
Balthazar would attempt to take and make use of the tridecahedron.
All right.
Oh no! Do I let this in?
That's your call.
I know. I don't like it being my call. Fuck.
Die.
But yeah, Balthazar is not like on the list of things. Faust wants to have happen in his life. Being consumed by lava in a pocket dimension inside of what is called the pocket rocket is not high on that list.
I don't think it's high on anyone's list, honestly.
And
Honestly, it's
solutions
not a bad
are not
way to go.
forthcoming.
Go ahead and roll.
Getting into a position like, what is it to use this thing?
Oh, are you looking more into the book, you mean? Or
Like, to actually, yeah, like, what does it take to use this thing to get us the fuck out of here?
okay. So
Like
over
one
the
of
last
two already solved sides.
10-ish minutes that you've probably been looking at it now, like I'd said before, you realize that the two sides that are solved are the third and fourth or fifth levels, third and fifth levels of hell. They upon touching those sides with intent, you can go to those levels of hell, and anyone that is touching you or anything that is touching you, with that same intent to travel to those places will go there.
Shit.
The pocket
We have to
rocket.
do that smartly.
Oh yeah, because we'll lose the pocket rocket.
Yeah.
If I
Somebody
go
need-
outside, grab the pocket rocket, and use it, will they all come with me?
Probably, but
That would be
I think my guy's
Yeah,
flying.
because it's a rock.
too.
So if you go and pick it up and put it in your pocket and then use it, we would all go.
and yep. And you
Much
probably
do we trust the person?
you probably would get a after studying the algorithms a little bit more, you'd probably get a +1 to each one of your rolls. Now, if you wanted to create a specific skill, I tend to let people do this because you're going with the idea that you're gaining knowledge on this particular aspect. So if you wanted to create a specific skill for the tetrahedron and the algorithm that you're learning about, it would be based on intelligence, like you were going for to solve it based on that algorithm. And so you would take your intelligence modifier and now with an additional +1.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like a bad thing. I still vote we use it to get out of here and come back later.
I think I'm
And-
totally fine with that.
Cai Shen goes, you guys are no fun, through the pimp preacher. And he just goes,
Hey, I turn to him. Why don't you tell us where you are and come fight us instead of being a little bitch?
you guys are the ones that are being little bitches, blowing up my shit, trying to make
I
me...
also am of the opinion that if this one continues to be antagonistic, whenever we do come back, we continue to blow up his belongings. Until he decides to show himself.
I don't think we want him to show himself.
You have 15 minutes to hit the gong.
What happens if we hit the
What
gong?
happens if we hit the gong?
The lava stops flowing.
Okay, but what
Insight.
else?
Check to see if that's true.
Insight.
You can insight.
I move the guy from where he's standing
Nope,
to
I don't
inside
fucking.
the
I
zone
have
of-
no clue, bro. I don't know shit.
I'm guessing
Plus
too, Phelan, you did not let the tendril in.
I'm still debating because it could be a good connection, and maybe I could find him with it. But like, oh, the
If it is an elder,
corruption.
if it is an elder brain,
It is
you're
an elder brain.
Or is he just using an elder brain stat block?
No, there's no way.
Yeah, with the 2, you definitely are, and
Wow,
a 1.
we're so insightful.
You're pretty sure that's he's got to be telling the truth. I mean,
Well, is he still in my zone of truth?
oh yeah,
Shit.
22? 22 to tell if he's telling the truth?
he is still inside of the zone of truth. So
And Ezra rolled a 22 to see if he was telling the truth.
he was.
Hit the
Okay, but
fucking
what else?
gong!
What else?
Is the bug above the other thing?
Hold on. Is that all
Hold
that
on.
will happen?
There you go. This guy's
Ooh,
smart.
asking the
Listen
right.
to
Yeah,
him.
yeah, he's the smart one.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Okay, that's not helpful.
I would too. That doesn't answer the question. You're dodging the question.
As far as I know at this time.
That is
Is
all.
that the
Finish
seal?
your sentence. That is all that
No.
will happen.
It is not the seal. The seal resides with me.
As expected.
Where are you?
In the hills. We can talk more of this when you have more time, but you have but
Yeah,
10
someone go hit the
to 12
fucking
minutes
gong.
left now.
That's why I asked Franklin. Franklin, are we above it?
I'll bamf
Yeah.
into my familiar and invisibly fly towards it while keeping a very wary eye out.
I would also like to posit the notion that it would not be a poor idea to be able to escape at a moment's notice should this be a trap.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think your idea of just hopping out and grabbing the pocket rocket and bamfing to one of the past levels is a good idea. So
Yeah, but if we go backwards, just means he's going to
It's
be
just-
waiting for us.
yeah, but
He's
we could
already
prepare
waiting for
more.
us.
He's already waiting for us. It's gonna make
Are
no
we there?
difference.
We're
I
there,
mean, I guess
Franklin?
it's a group vote.
Yeah, are we there?
I'll-
Can we hit the gong?
I'll fly above the gong, but then like kind of turn to the others. Well, but you know what you guys want to do? I think we should take a
I
group
tap my
vote on
sword.
this.
I tap my torg and pop out outside the pocket rocket above it.
You may want to wait for that positioning. Could you move your token there,
Oh.
Franklin, for me?
Sure.
Yep.
I can do it for you too if you'd like. But
It's the gong
Is
in
this
the
the
middle.
gong?
yep.
Yeah.
So
That is
you're
an
up in the still. It is an anvil. That is everybody's misnamed it the gong. He did say anvil originally.
I
Because-
thought he said
You
like
said
gong
you
the anvil.
definitely said
He
gong
said
at
gong
one
the
point.
anvil. That's
He
what
may
he
have
said.
said.
The
He
gong
may have
formerly
said.
known as the anvil.
He may have
Oh, the
said
anvil's
gong.
name is Gong?
Bonus,
Yes.
bonus action, rage.
So
Superhero landing on it with a fist
as
punching it.
as a dire cricket, you flew across invisibly and got to the right above it. Right, is what
Yeah.
you're doing, and what is?
I still idea, Ezra.
I know, right?
At least you powered him up first, right?
Yeah, no, rage.
Trouble.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm aiming for the anvil. I'm aiming for an anvil.
Can you roll me a stealth with advantage, Ezra?
Stealth with advantage. Come on, baby. Alright, there's one. 28.
Beautiful.
I rolled a 20. I rolled a crit. A crit.
You
Ooh.
land perfectly superhero posed right on top of the anvil. Are you? I don't think I've heard you. Oh, you know you have the axe. That's what you have. and you
Yep.
strike it with the axe, and a resounding gong emanates throughout the chamber, and the magma stops filling with some of the things that are still floating in it. And as you do so, the this layer, largest creature you've seen in quite some time erupts from some of the magma
Woo!
facing towards you.
Cool.
Roll me in a quick initiative between you and it.
Oh
I
wait,
assume I'm
Ezra?
projecting.
I'm like-
I get advantage. I get advantage. Danger sense.
Yeah, barbarian danger sense.
23.
All right, you go first.
Let's see what do I want to do here.
Go back into the pocket rocket.
I know, right? Or at least like call to us
Beam me
from
up.
your torque.
Beat me up, Scotty.
I'm assuming you touch your torque then,
Yes, that's my one.
and you poof
Oh.
into smoke, and there is a loud scream of rage as the magma starts to evacuate from the chamber. But the creature does not. It stands.
Oh, so the
there,
magma's going
raging.
down, but now
Mhm.
there's a creature in there.
Mm-hmm. And you can see
Okay.
that you would only been seeing the top parts of it. As the magma goes down, it gets larger.
Mm.
Ezra comes back in. Okay, I hit the gong, but
And?
there's a
Nice
really big fire rock monster down there.
At this
Let's
point,
go kill it.
the pimp creature is just going as Cai Shen, and then he just falls down to limp to the ground.
That was weird.
Ezra
Bastard.
thought process. I'm eating you later.
Don't wait. Okay.
That was your chance to, if you didn't let the tentacle in by this point.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Didn't think so. Just checking.
I was thinking about the final battle, and letting him in probably wouldn't have been a good idea.
All right.
All right. I think I got a little bit of a taste of what this thing really is, and it's not good. What happened out there, Ezra?
It's time to fight.
Oh goodness.
Ezra looks pumped. He looks pumped as shit right now.
What are we fighting? What happened to the lava? Wait, lava first.
So lava. Ezra hit gong.
Mm-hmm.
Lava go down.
Okay.
Up pop really big fire rock monster.
Oh
Ezra
God.
wants to share in glory, so Ezra come back at you, and then we go smash him.
Where
Just
did you
nodding.
find him?
Don't ask me. I didn't find him.
He popped into existence just like you did.
Ah, so that's how it happened.
I turn in and I whisper into your ear, "None of this is real."
We're all just paper and numbers and
Yes.
imagination.
This guy gets it.
Yep, we all know that.
Yes. We're all just the dream of the gods. Whatever, turtle. Shoo.
Alrighty.
All right. So, what's the plan, Stads? We're
I
gonna
guess
fight
we're
this
fighting.
thing.
Fight.
This is the closest we have to anything to do, so
I'll cheer you
I
on.
mean, the only other option is to flee to the other level of hell.
This thing, I don't know what it is, but hey, if it does like any kind of AoE, I die. I'm a level 1 wizard.
Don't worry, I feel the same way, and I'm a level 8 sorcerer. I still feel that way.
Also, at this time, you're realizing, probably with all the others chaos you hadn't, but Baltazar, you have a new necklace around your neck, a torque.
Oh, good. I've been collared.
He's not so
This
bad.
guy
He's
gets
no
it.
Wow.
Ugh.
This guy gets it. Welcome to
You'll
the
fit
crew,
in.
bud. So, sounds to be like we have some fighting to do, or a great need to run.
Yeah.
We remember that the automaton guy said that they're weak against bludgeoning damage.
Also, I know we're probably just
I got axes.
winding down for the session, but
Mhm.
if you wouldn't mind rolling an initiative for the dire cricket, I know it's invisible, but
Yes, it is invisible.
Dire cricket.
actually,
You
how
can
is it
do
invisible again?
Because it is based off of. So I'm a chain warlock, and one of the options is a quasi-it, which is the stat block that I've been using for this, because a regular dire cricket would be like multiple times more powerful than
Yeah, I think
a
they
familiar.
they start off as like a regular cricket for the most part as they get bigger and such. But okay, so you did that, and they
Well,
have.
I'm just letting you know, like the class itself requires you to use one of three like stat blocks,
Oh, okay.
without it getting like wildly OP. So I used a quasi, and one of its abilities is an at-will invisibility. It's like a little stealth guy.
So it's called a quasit.
Yeah, I can post it.
Mhm.
Hold on.
Oh, I know what
They're
this
just
guy
little
is.
imp dudes.
Yeah.
Yep. Here's a link.
I don't know if he would have invisibility then.
Why? Magically, it says invisibility.
Yeah, but I didn't say they were quasites unless did I tell you could do that? I don't remember doing that.
No, I mean, so when I became a chain warlock, it gives you three options: a quasi, a pseudo dragon, or an imp.
Oh, okay.
His quasi just
So
takes
you
the form of a cricket.
I got it.
yeah, because I didn't have like the dire cricket stat block you have is way stronger than this thing or
Oh
the
yeah,
other
for sure.
options.
For sure.
It knows quasi jutsu.
But I
And
figured
I picked the abyssal infernal vibe one of the three.
that makes sense. I got you now. I didn't realize what you were going for. You're reskinning that as that. I was thinking for some reason you were just taking like a younger cricket and reskinning it as this, and I'm like, there's totally just like a cricket out there. I know there is as a
Yeah,
stat.
but that would be just like a 1 HP.
That's basically what I had imagined them being. But I mean, the ones that you've promoted to admirals and such, I can see why they would be quasites.
Well, it's just the class that I picked gives you like an advanced familiar versus like a wizard like 1 HP familiar.
Who's your boarding?
Yeah.
Hey, you normally roll a d4 and then
So you-
find out how many hit points the wizard familiar has.
That's fair.
As well, do you have more than one of these things at a time?
No, there's my main familiar is this thing. And then I have Ferdinand, who is my find steed,
Right.
and then I have the staff that lets me summon an insect plague.
Right. So this one isn't Amos. This one is Akbar.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's an amorphous glob of swarming insects.
Okay.
It's the way I always kind of pictured it.
Since you're a swarm keeper and all.
Mhm.
Okay. No, I was just trying to understand because I was like, wait a second. I know invisibility is concentration.
Yes.
So, okay. Yeah, you guys would be primed and ready to get out of there. Did you roll that?
So, sorry, his dex
Oh.
is +3, so
Oh, Ezra's vibing right
14.
now. He's ready.
So they would get just the chance to move just before the creature.
Yeah, I mean, invisibly, it's just gonna GTFO as fast as it can, like
Okay.
out of the area. Like it has no desire to like get hit, and ideally, it wants to make it somewhere that. Wait, so Ezra's back in. So yeah, if it's invisible, it would ideally try to make its way to some other portion that like people could stand on if they are trying to teleport out. So let's see, where's the little like pen measure thing? Measure. So here to here, probably. Well, so if it dashes, it could probably make it to here. What's its speed? 40 feet. So 80 feet flight. Yeah. So
Okay.
it uses its action to dash and get to a larger area.
Okay. I think
I
that
turn
would
to
be
the others.
a good spot to leave it.
Yeah, and hopefully see what we can do about this somewhat sticky situation.
I didn't think it was going to take that long to
Start the fight.
Well, when you introduce
gave
a
us an
smart
hour.
character who's like, "Hey, hang on a sec, let's think about things," then
Well, it's yeah, I gave you the hour because I was like, by the end of the hour, if they haven't solved it, they're dead.
Right. Getting to the thing was not the issue. It was, do we want to push the button?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
It was basically just a whole time just going that freaking meme with the dude sweating and there's 2 buttons in front of him.
Yes.
Right.
Quite
Yeah,
literally,
that's
that was
exactly
us.
what this was.
Ezra would have pushed
it's a
any
big
button they told
decision.
him. Ezra would have pushed any button they told him to push.
I can tell.
That makes a lot of sense.
And honestly, my character's vindicated. We pushed the button and it was a trap.
It was a
Yep.
trap, just like you said.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely not playing a dumb character, and it shows.
Definitely, if Ezra didn't go first in that initiative,
Danger sense for the win.
I mean, the magma would have still stopped. You just may have been down a person. I don't know.
Yeah, that would have been something.
Oh, Phelan is
And
too
next week
squishy
we
for
get to
this.
fight Ragnaros. It's gonna be great.
Phelan is too squishy for
Fight
this.
fire, be purged.
I mean, if only what's oh god, what's the new character's name? Sorry,
Balthazar.
Balthazar. God, I was so close. If Balthazar was here 2 weeks ago, he'd be like level 10 by now.
I know, right? If only I was here
Yeah.
last week too and not working overtime, it would have been so nice.
Yeah, I'm so glad I was able to get my buddy Jake to join us because
It was
it's
the
so
right
nice.
time.
Yeah,
You have adamant worries too. Hats off for any of those that are interested enough to know. This is Ogremach.
Huh? This is who's it? What's it?
Ogremach.
Ogre Ma. An ogre mother?
Kind of. It is the
Mother of all ogres.
mother of earth elementals.
Oh,
Ezra's so happy.
Very,
Oh no,
very,
no,
Balin is terrified.
very big.
I
Much
put a
XP.
video. I put a video in chat to describe my vibe.
Excite.
Yeah.
Ooh boy.
Well, fuck. My tiny little 13 AC and 50 hit points ass is not going to enjoy this.
Good thing.
I'm level 1. I have
Oh yeah,
Level one.
this character is the character that like perma died the very first time that she was introduced
as a level 1.
as a level 1 sorcerer.
Didn't you get shot in the head?
No, we were in the tower and we made it down a level and a half before I died.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Again.
Speaking of-
A
Speaking
level
of which,
1.
oh,
Sorry,
go ahead.
carry on.
No, go ahead.
I died to a single mace hit.
Yeah. Good luck.
Um,
You need to stay somewhere safe.
Speaking of the tower, though,
You got spells.
and I was going to say, it's a good thing Mame has axes and Vamira daggers to throw.
Oh my god! I just
Because
thought of something.
everything is full of magma still. But I was going to say that, it's, speaking of the tower, might not be, not to put any ideas in anyone's heads, but you have still quite a lot of those astral diamonds.
True.
We could just go in there and level up a bunch.
No, I just thought about this. Did somebody say they have banish?
They have
Someone
what?
did.
Somebody say they had the spell banish.
Oh, I have banishment.
Okay, so
Banish
we
that
have,
motherfucker!
I
have
will try
banish.
to, for sure.
We have Banish. We have a horde of dynamite.
It's gone.
Oh,
yeah, we
okay.
used
Oh
that.
yeah, we used all that.
That was what was used to blow up the town, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Shut up, you
We
guys
didn't
did
do
it.
it.
Dynamite. Gosh, what's been going on here? What?
This town was a mine.
Dynamite.
It was a
Yeah,
mining
it's-
town.
It was a mining
Yeah.
town, so
So
And
they had their own
and
dynamite.
And
correct.
somebody, accidentally maybe sort of stuffed all the dynamite in one spot, and then it went boom.
All right.
I feel like that part wasn't as accidental.
Yeah, that was very deliberate.
I'm gonna go sleep. These shenanigans.
Hi
Good
guys.
night.
Have a
Nice.
good night.
Good times.
I'm
Next
sorry I
week, next
turned
week.
this into an episode
Yeah.
of Do We Push the Button? But
It was
Look,
great.
I mean, I
No,
get
it was
it.
good. It was needed.
Yeah.
So far, there's been no second guessing anything. It's just been that sounds like a great idea.
Good idea.
Well, that's what happens when none of the like adults are here.
Right.
Ezra is an adult.
Ezra
left
is
the
barely
Chaos
an
Crew.
adult.
Rick, this character is basically just you.
Chaos crew.
Now,
Oh boy.
All right,
That
guys.
chaos
Ezra.
reign.
See y'all next
Alright,
week.
Bye.
Good Lord
Bye.
willing on the
Bye.
week, guys. Night.
talk to you tomorrow, Jacob.
See you.
A grand and wonderful thank you for those who took the time and made it here, to the end of the episode, where I know sometimes we are long-winded and others we are just dead silent. I don't know what to tell you. This is raw here, folks. Please remember to like and subscribe, and you can help support us just by listening. But you can also provide even more support, if you like, by going to Anchor FM page and following the support link there. If you do so, I will personally work in an NPC or an idea, whatever you'd like to hear played out. If you want, you can get a hold of us through one of our many options, including voice messages on Anchor FM, or DM to our Twitter, or any other social media that you can find us, YouTube, etc. You can share your ideas, otherwise listen for the shout out and thank you for making it through.